Hello, my name is Ali Carter. I am the founder of Mediate UK, and today I'm going to talk to you about financial disclosure and whether you have to do one or not. So, you can get divorced without sorting out any of your finances at all. It's not recommended, but it is possible. So yes, you can get divorced without doing a financial disclosure. If you want a legally binding order, called a consent order, that makes your financial arrangements legally binding, so they have to be done, and also provides a clean break, which is what most people want on a divorce, so that neither of you can make a claim against each other in 5, 10, 20 years' time. If you want one of those, you have to do a financial disclosure. That disclosure has to be up to date and accurate. It's not at the time that you separated, it's as close to you signing the paperwork for the court. It's called a D81, as close to signing that form as possible. It needs to be accurate. So there's two types of disclosure that most people do. One is called a high level, and this is just the total amount of your properties, the total amount of your assets, total amount of pensions, total amount of any liabilities. And that's fine, but it doesn't include a breakdown, so it leaves it open to be challenged at a later date, and it means that the other party can't, it makes it harder to raise questions about it. So for example, let's say that you're lucky enough to have 3 properties, and you say that the value of your properties in a high level disclosure is £1 million. And 5 years later, the other party contests your consent order and says, actually, they didn't disclose all their properties. And you're like, yes, I did. Look, there, £1 million. There's no breakdown. So you can't show that you included all your properties. So doing a full financial disclosure where you do a full breakdown of all your assets is the safest way to protect you moving forwards. And that's why most of Mediate UK's clients will do a full financial disclosure. And it allows you to ask questions about each other's disclosure and to provide proofs if you need to as well. So why do you need to disclose everything? You need to disclose everything in order to protect yourself with that legally binding order. If you don't disclose anything and the other party finds out, they can ask for the order to be set aside, which basically means ripped up, and you're going to have to start the whole process again. So if you didn't disclose everything, even if you didn't think it should be an asset of a marriage, you've got to disclose it. So a lot of people think that they only need to disclose assets that are up for discussion. That's not the case. It's not the case that you only need to disclose assets that were accrued during the marriage either. You've got to disclose your full financial position now. If you don't, if you hide things, and if you then get found out, you will be spending an awful lot of money going back to court potentially, and none of your arrangements will be legally binding. So to do things correctly, to do things properly, if you're going through Mediate UK's process, we will take you through a process that we know works, but that protects you both from disclosing everything, agreeing everything. It's all out in the open. You get to a good and fair agreement, and then that can be made legally binding at court. If the other party isn't disclosing, if they're withholding finances, you're going to have to end up going to court, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to get an agreement that's fair. And if the court believe that they are hiding, or you can show the court that they have hidden assets, the courts are going to take a very dim view on that. Worst case scenario, they could even send your ex to prison for contempt of court. So best not done. What tends to happen is the court will apportion what they believe you have. So if you have a business but you're not going to show any of your business assets, the court will apportion what they think that business is worth to you. Is that going to be in your favour? Probably not. So best to do a full financial disclosure, get everything out in the open, get it to a fair agreement, and then goodness me, what is this all about? The reason you're doing this, to help you move on with your lives, and that's the thing to focus on, rather than trying to hide assets, in my humble opinion. I hope that's been helpful. Have a read of our blog below. Hopefully that will answer some more questions. If not, give us a call on 0330 999 0959, or you can book in a free 50-minute consultation with one of our team here at Mediate UK. Thank you.